Hey, Mercedes, how are you?
Hello, hello.
How is everyone out there? This is Money Making Mondays.
Mhm.
I am Quintaria Brunson, owner of the Brunson Approach, where we are a financial strategy firm that focuses on creating legacy solutions for families. And in particular, I work with business owners, but the goal is to help families make financially savvy decisions that will put them on the path to the financial situation and circumstances that they want and that they desire. And my partner in crime is
Hello, guys. This is Mercedes Coates, born in DC, raised here in Maryland as well. CEO and founder of Coatesway Financial. Myself and my husband, Derek Coates, we run Coatesway Financial. We are a life insurance and annuity company who represents financial products when it comes to living benefits, retirement strategies, and child legacy planning. So I'm so excited to be here with you today. Again, Quintaria, Money Making Mondays is what we do.
yes.
Guys, it's all for you. So I'm excited about our topic today.
Certainly, certainly, certainly. And real quick, just to recap for those who may not have been with us on our transition from Instagram to our new platform, but Money Making Mondays is something that we've done for well over a year now.
Yes.
We started at the end of 2022, didn't we?
Yes. I
Yeah.
think so.
So
Yep.
yes, and
Mhm.
so what we decided was Mercedes and I are both dedicated to our tribe and our community, our families, and
Yes.
ourselves
Mhm.
in making in sharing what we've learned, our financial ups and downs and
Mhm.
strategies that we've learned, in particular strategies when it comes to life insurance and living benefits and annuities and retirement planning. We decided to share those strategies with our community because as one thing that I always say, it's simple, not easy, but
Yep.
it's simple things that people just were not doing or that we were not seeing in our community. And we wanted to commit ourselves to being the change that we want to see. So I am just so proud of you, Mercedes. I'm proud of myself that we're going into our second year of
Yeah.
pushing this and our platform is growing. So I just wanted to share that just so that anyone who is seeing this that may be new to what we're doing or new to this platform, they know that we are not new to this, honey. We are
That's
true to
right.
this,
That's
that we've been
right.
doing this for a while and we will continue to grow and to learn and to just make sure that we are passing that torch from
Yes.
family to family and person to person. So
Absolutely.
you mentioned today's topic. You want to share more about what we'll be discussing today?
Yes, yes. So bringing plenty of experience, guys, from the background, my background being in insurance and retirement planning, and Quintaria's background in business strategy, credit repair, and commercial properties. Today, our concept, we're going to be talking about living benefits and why it's so essential to have living benefits in your financial portfolio with all the changes. I mean, we went from post pandemic to pandemic to I'm sorry, pre-pandemic to pandemic to post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people they've noticed that they have to be more intentional about doing things, how we grow our money, spend our money, how we protect ourselves. And these things are essential. So today's topic is right aligned with that, Quintaria. Again, our topic is going to be talking about why living benefits are so important.
Yes, yes. So I have a quote for us just to keep us motivated and for us to think broad. And
Yes.
it's from Edmund Burke. And it says, if we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. However, if our wealth commands us, we are poor indeed. So I just
Mm,
want to start us off with thinking about that and understanding, again, like I always say, it's simple, not easy, but let's dig into what are living benefits and how do they really impact us financially, and what are the benefits of having living benefits.
got you. All right. So I'm going to share a couple things. So in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm going to just kind of share. I want to talk about living benefits. So when I talk about living benefits, I'm talking about the evolution of the life insurance industry kind of changing, right?
Yeah.
When people think about things like life insurance, first of all, it's a block. It's a mental block. Nobody wants to talk about dying. And I
Yeah.
get it, right? As we know it traditionally, life insurance is for death benefit. And it's something to pass on to your loved ones so that they're not left without when we're gone. But essentially, the industry has totally changed literally over the last probably about 30 years. And a lot
Yeah.
of people are still stuck in that old mindset, Quintaria, that this is primarily for burial. But it has actually become an essential concept that most wealthy individuals have in their
Are
portfolio.
using.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
It's really essential that all of America has this type of concept put into their portfolio, but designed and structured the right way. So
Mhm.
when I talk about living benefits, one of the biggest changes is that we are now able to protect our income in the event we get sick. In the event that we pass away, we are now also able to kind of leverage some of those tax-free strategies, some of those options to grow our money without the risk, no risk or low risk concepts, all in these living benefits. So I kind of want to share with you guys today what that looks like. And let me,
Certainly. And just while she's pulling that up, I want to say many of the conversations that I have with people about life insurance, I often have to start with reminding them that this ain't grandmama and them insurance anymore. Insurance has come a long way from that single purpose to having such a duality. And
yes.
I'm so thankful that we're sharing that with our community today.
Absolutely. So it should show breaking down life financials puzzle.
It does. It's
Okay, perfect.
yep, it's up.
Perfect. So I kind of want to start with this, guys, and for me, it's really about asking the right questions. Because sometimes you don't really know where to start. I know a lot of people, they say, oh, Mercedes, I just don't know what to do. How do I get started? Well, first you got to ask yourself a couple things. So I'm gonna start with the first concept. How can I take care of my family and my business when I'm gone?
Mm.
So just asking that question, Quintari, do you have any examples of anybody that you may have worked with in the past or heard of? Do people ask this question to you? Because I
Oh,
know
they most certainly do. As a financial strategist that works with entrepreneurs, I get this question often,
mm,
and often, and real talk, when I want to engage in conversations, it's a question I'll ask, and it always really takes people to a place that they really consider, yeah, what do I do? Like you mentioned, when we started this conversation, it's something that we're all aware of, but we don't really want to get into it. It may not be the most exciting thing to talk about, but I think that depends on our perspective. But
absolutely.
how do I protect my family and my business when I'm gone is definitely a question that I get a lot and that I ask a lot as well.
Absolutely. And honestly, one of the greatest and most simplest solution, we talked about it being simple but not easy, is to purchase a life insurance product. And that can be, it can be term or it can be permanent. It doesn't matter. It's just it matters how long do you need the concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
So term we know is temporary, permanent we know it'll carry them throughout their entire life. So the first thing, the living benefit that you need is that life insurance death benefit that will cover in the event that you pass away prematurely, that your family can take advantage of the proceeds as well as the businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that would be the first one, living benefits, the death benefit of life insurance is the number one essential way to not only transfer wealth, but to provide a tax-free proceed to the family members or the business when they're gone.
Yeah. And just to share an example, I always think of like celebrities like Master P.
Mhm.
The $10,000 that his grandfather left him in his life
Yep.
insurance
Mhm.
started his record label, and he is
Yeah.
a multimillionaire at this point. So, I know that we all want to live and live abundantly now. And
Yep.
I think that is definitely hell. I want to live well, and have and enjoy
Yeah.
the fruits of my labor. But I am wise enough and selfless unselfish enough to know that it is also my responsibility to leave a legacy for those who will come after me. So I just wanted to make sure before we leave this concept that we give real life solutions or just things that people can think about, that people are changing their whole life. A $10,000 benefit may not sound like much, but he used that to launch a multi-million-dollar lifestyle and brand. And so can we, if that's your goal. But
it's a leveraging asset.
Yep.
I mean, that's how you have to think about it. Literally, a death benefit is a leveraging asset, and you can use it how you see fit. It's just another thing to say that I have an option.
Yeah,
my family an option to utilize these funds the way they see fit.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that.
Most definitely.
I want to move on to the second living benefit. So when I talk about becoming ill, so we're going to move over to the right side. I always like to ask the question, how will you cover your medical and living expenses in the event that your health changes? So I know when we, in our families, in our friendship circles, what do we always hear? Oh my goodness, I'm diabetic. I had a heart attack. My grandmother or my auntie had a stroke. I was at a party, unfortunately, this past Friday night, and someone had a mini stroke at the party.
Shut the front door.
Exactly.
Yeah. Life be lifing, honey.
Simple as that. A heart attack, cancer, prostate, breast cancer, uterine cancer. There's all different types of cancers, right? So I want you guys to think about this. If you get sick or become ill, how long will your income last if you cannot work? How long will you be able to pay your bills? Because I think a lot of people think about health insurance, Quintaria, and typically health insurance only covers two things: your co-pays, and then sometimes it will cover the medical bill. It may cover 80-20, 60-40, but guess what it doesn't cover? The food on your table.
Come on now.
Your mortgage,
the life expenses. Yeah.
The life expenses, right? It doesn't cover those things. So you have to think about, how can I stretch my income while I'm recovering? Now, a lot of people don't know that the average disability, if you're temporarily disabled or permanently disabled, the average disability lasts about 6 years. That's a long time. So if you have a mild heart attack, a lot of times they ask you to cut down your hours of work. So if you're used to, let's say you work for Metro, you used to getting that overtime, right? A lot of people think about it OT with Metro. But if you cannot work that overtime anymore, and you got to cut down your hours to 25 to 30 hours versus 50 hours or 45 plus hours, then that cuts into your pay.
And
right?
It will look different. And even beyond your and thank you for what you're sharing, but even beyond having to cut your hours, it takes me back to a previous conversation we had when we had a guest on who was a cancer survivor who said, I didn't want to go to work. People were complimenting her for, oh my gosh, you're so strong. You have cancer. You're, going through chemo and you show up to work every day. And she was sick about it. She was like, the last thing I wanted to do was to go to work. So for me, that was very eye-opening, because even if you're sick and you physically can muster up the extra energy to go into work, do you want to? Do you, what level of peace of mind is it to know that I have an option to decide if I feel like
absolutely it's nothing like having that covering, because it does make a difference in recovery. I had a chance to last year we had a summit. I had a chance to listen to living benefit survivors, and I'm going to share with you guys the solution to this in a minute. But I had a chance to listen to living benefit survivors. These are individuals who had financial products in place that will allow them to have access to a large amount of money in the event they become ill. And I had a couple people. It was one lady who actually was going through chemo at the time. And she took the trip from Texas. Where did she drive? She went from, I think it was from Arizona to Texas during her chemo treatments to come and share with a group of us how these living benefits were so essential for her in her recovery. how she didn't have to worry about how am I going to pay my bills. I can't work at all. I'm a
Yeah.
single mother. My child is it's like 17 or 18, right? But she still takes care of everything. So she was just saying how she can focus on her recovery.
Yeah.
And that mentally is huge.
Yeah.
If you can focus on that, then you can focus on getting better. You can clearly see and spiritually connect a lot better when you don't have that stress on you.
Yes, yes. And that's true even without a sickness looming. When your when you have
Yes,
mental clarity, you're so much more efficient and effective. So I can only imagine that you have to
absolutely.
double down on that when you're facing a sickness or an illness,
Yes.
on that level.
Yes, absolutely. So, one of the greatest solutions to this, guys, and we're talking about living benefits, but this concept that I'm sharing with you today will give you access to your death benefit of your life insurance as income, absolutely no cost to you. Meaning, if you have $1 million policy and God forbid you get diagnosed with cancer, you have access to up to $1 million to take from this policy. And guess
That's a
what, guys?
wonderful thing.
They'll cut that check to you for free and you don't have to pay it back. So we're talking about an all-in-one solution that if you die too soon, it provides you a death benefit. But at the same time, in the event that you get sick or you become ill, you have access to money, but you don't have to worry about how am I going to pay my bills or even get the treatment that I need.
Yeah. And it's injury too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this particular concept does have critical injury. So if you're in a car accident, you have traumatic brain injury or a coma, paralysis, whether it's temporary or permanent. Even the most common now, Quintaria, they just added in 2023 was Alzheimer's. And we
Yeah.
talked about this before on our previous calls. But Alzheimer's is huge, guys. I mean, you may not be thinking about it now, but there are so many more people who are getting diagnosed with Alzheimer's, where it breaks down your mind's capacity to function on your own, to think, to remember, all of those things. And
I
guess what?
just wanted to share that because it is so
Yeah.
comprehensive that, like I want our viewers and our listeners and our tribe to understand that this concept really does consider a multitude of factors and
Yes.
possibilities to keep you safe and to keep you financially solvent should
Yes.
you find yourself in one of those situations.
Yes. Long term, this will carry you from birth, basically when you're born, all the way to the end of life. Okay. And so I want to move on to the last living benefit concept that I think is super important as well. So we always talk about money. People want money. People want to earn it. They want to keep it. They want to grow it, everything. So if we're talking about living longer, Quintaria, most people are living well into their 80s on average, but then you have a lot of people who are living well into their 90s, into the hundreds, right?
Yeah.
With
Most
medical
of the calls
advances.
that I've gotten recently were
Yeah,
people passing away in their 90s.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we always ask the question, well, what if my retirement assets run out? That's a huge concern. Most people have less than $200,000 saved, even in their 50s. Even in their 50s, right? It's less than that, really. I mean,
I
let's
think you're
talk
being
about it.
generous, for real.
The average, they're in their 50s and they got 100,000. Well, how long do you think that's gonna last? Maybe 10 years if you live meager. Right?
And in our area, in the DMV area, that's about an average annual salary. So you
Yes.
telling me that's what you got saved for retirement, and
Yes.
that's what you're living on around about for the year? Come on now. Let's keep it. Let's be
but realistically, Quintaria, a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people who have big houses, lots of cars, and go to a lot of brunches and things. They like to buy
What you call me, honey.
That every day is beautiful, right? But when we sit down and we talk about their financial picture, again, they fall into this category where it's less than $200,000 saved. So you got to consider, guys, that you want to make sure that you don't have to go back to work in your 70s. So if you're in your 30s or 40s and you're listening to this is the opportune time to position yourself to have money where it doesn't run out. So this concept of living benefits will actually has the potential to provide you with a guaranteed income for life. So we're talking about having stock market like returns, but no risk. So you can kind of have the best of both worlds. You can invest without the risk. You can also have a guaranteed stream of tax-free income. Tax-free, we'll get into that another day, but when it comes to money, you want to make sure that it lasts you forever. So this is a great way to kind of leverage a concept with high growth, with long-lasting assets. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add on live to
No,
live?
you
Perfect.
hit it. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. So, guys, living benefits again has become one of the most essential financial products that we need to have in every portfolio. I don't care if you are lower income, you can still have this concept in your plan. We design it based on permanent or temporary need. You start where you are and it grows with you. As you
Yep.
earn more, you adjust your financial puzzle. That's where we come in to show you how to do that. Okay. So just to recap the last three, guys, the three living benefits that I like to discuss: die too soon, become ill, live too long is a concept that, again, allows us to provide proceeds to our family or business when we're gone, have income in the event that we have a medical expense or medical issue that has arisen, and then also the opportunity to create an additional stream of retirement income so that we don't have to go back to work, or monies that you can leverage throughout your lifetime to maybe support any financial investments that you have, whether it's buying property, land, or investing in a business opportunity. This money can be used throughout your lifetime and carry you throughout your lifetime. Okay.
Well, Mercedes, as always, you have broken it down and given some really great information. Guys, this is what Money Making Mondays is all about. We want you to know that there are financial solutions just looming around, like pick me,
That's
and
it.
and you just need to be exposed to it, have consultations and put together the financial plan and financial strategies that fit the forecast or the trajectory that you want you want your family to have, or that you need for those questions that Mercedes just asked. So thank you so much for presenting that today and sharing. In closing, I want to remind those who may be joining this presentation late or who are unfamiliar with us. We are a team of women
Yes.
who are dedicated to our community and so committed to elevating the financial understanding and financial capacity for those around us and for those in our community. If you want more information, we have links that are attached to this broadcast. You can follow us. You should see the information included in this, but we really want you to consider the information that have been shared with you. If
Yep.
you have life insurance and you don't know if it has living benefits, book a consultation. If you don't know what living benefits is, even from hearing this glimpse, book a consultation. If you have family members that you're unsure, you love them and they're your son or daughter, grandchildren, husband, wife, a
Yep.
significant other, and you're not sure if they have these type of protections, book a consultation. I always say, you don't owe it to me, you don't owe it to Mercedes, you owe it to yourself and your legacy to make sure that your financial picture is in the position, or at least you're getting in position to live the lifestyle that you desire. Thank
Love
you
it.
so much, Mercedes.
Love
I don't know if you want to say a few closing words before we wrap up today's session, but this was so necessary and so
Yes.
needed. And I have no doubt that this information is going to bless the life.
Oh man, absolutely. Listen, I love our Money Mondays. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective and your expertise on it. Guys, like she said, it's just simple changes that we need to make in our life to make sure that we put the right things in place. Like the old saying goes, people don't plan to fail. They just
They
fail to
fail to plan.
And you have to take the time to set a strong foundation for yourself so that everything else that you're building doesn't come crumbling down. That's it. So as the rising cost of living, people are living longer. According to the Tax-Free Retirement book by Patrick Kelly, it says that the rising cost of healthcare is basically creating more need for services, medical services, and more pharmaceuticals and things like that to extend people's lives, right? So with that cost, we have to consider these living benefits are going to be needed. You're going to need them. So the best thing that you can do is get it while you're young and healthy if you can. Even if you're older, you're still in fairly good health. This is a concept that can work for you, that can supplement those old plans that we call long-term care. Those long-term care plans are super, super expensive.
And let me say this, don't decide yourself. Book a consultation with a professional. I hear, so don't cut yourself off and say what you can and you can't do, because I run into people who are, well, you know, I'm in my 50s, so it's you don't
not too late.
Have a conversation, book a consultation, because in addition to this, and we'll talk about this in other episodes, but there are other solutions that are similar that if this is not something that can be packaged for you appropriately, there's so many other opportunities and solutions that could be available to you, but you just don't know about and you're unaware. So don't count yourself out. Book a consultation so that you can truly see and understand what's available to you, and we can take it from there.
Absolutely. I agree. Thank you guys. The link is going to be in our bios. Yes. Always fun. Good times. Guys, listen, we keep it real. So if you have comments, list them below. We'll see it. We'll respond.
And we will respond.
Yes. We will respond. If you have questions, you're just not sure. Oh my goodness, I want a book, but does it cost me anything? It doesn't. The consultation is free.
Thank you.
Contact us. We'll sit down with you. We'll look at your financial picture and tell us what's most important. Think about those things. What's most important to me? My family, my health, my finances. That's the top 3 we hear, right? No question is a dumb question. Ask the question, find out. We're local with DMV, but we also represent all 50 states. So if you're out of state, that's fine. Contact us. We work in all 50 states. Okay. Everything can be virtual. All right, guys. Thanks so much, Natalia. This has been amazing.
It has been. You all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will connect with you all soon.
All right. See you on next Money Monday.
Next Money Monday.